So here we go. Good evening, everyone. What is up? Hello, and welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, we're building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fate, the sober D&D campaign set in the critical role world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
Hello. Just a friendly reminder to everybody in the chat that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and the participation that you guys give to our community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to join our Discord and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels, where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Another thing is the best way to help us out is with engagement. So we would greatly appreciate if you would watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond that, we also have posts going up on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram. So if you are on those platforms, make sure to follow us for more geeky goodness.
Prime is free if you already have Amazon Prime, and that awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel on Twitch. Once per month, you will need to go in and resubscribe to that channel, but that's at no additional cost. Just link your accounts and click subscribe with Prime on that channel. If you're feeling charitable, please subscribe on Twitch and YouTube, perhaps gift subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal, check out our merch shop, and subscribe to our Patreon. Lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
That being said, if you enjoy the music we have going here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the SonCraft bot. SonCraft bot allows you to play open source, community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use our audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40 plus music genres, 20 plus soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that's N-A-G, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the SonCraft bot of your choosing to your server, then just hit play and let SonCraft take care of the rest. Also, we are in the last 11 days of Crit Award nominations, so we would really love and appreciate if you would nominate any of our shows, any of our amazing creators, whether that be DMs or players, for any of the various awards that are on there. Just go to critawards.org to make your nomination. That being said, do we have anything I'm missing? Okay.
I don't think so.
Any announcements? Okay. Well, if that's the case, I have an announcement. Starting this Sunday, I will be one of the players in the Records of the Realms Darkness campaign on Records of the Realms Twitch page and YouTube channel, where I'll be playing Malkith, the Fire Ganassi Grave Cleric. So I will post those links on my social medias, and you'll be able to check those out. Brad is pretty fucking cool. And you can check that stuff out this Sunday. What else do we have? I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Jem is out there fucking hosing up a storm on Instagram. I know that's what's happening.
I'm promoting our live. Shush. Don't call me out.
All right. I think that's all we got. So let's dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. And we are into it. Okay, so picking up where we last left off, the fists having been taken prisoner by the Dawn Riders and the Inquisition, were brought to a prison holding cells that they did not know at the time were stationed in the Dawn Riders' keep. It was revealed to them that the elderly gentleman named Norville. I have to always walk myself through the process, like Shaggy, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Norville. So it was revealed to them that Norville was in fact the second in command of the Inquisitors, being
He is number 2.
Number 2. It was
Dookie.
the Grand Inquisitor Darius Blackwood.
Darius Poopwood.
Yes, the poopiest. From there, I'm gonna skip back and forth. I'm gonna do one section and then do the other section, so you know, Finnick, so you're not getting left behind.
It's fine.
So the fists were brought into the holding cells and eventually questioned by the Grand Inquisitor Darius Blackwood, in which he would bring them individually back to this back room, and some shenanigans happened in which he attempted to, I guess we'll say, infiltrate their mind through these worms that he produced from his hand.
Gross.
Disgusting.
And so through that, you guys all rolled pretty well and were able to keep them out of your mind. Clover being the first, they were able to evade an attack by Darius before being dragged back to their cell. At which point Gormrog was brought in. Did his best to, we'll say, negotiate through the conflict. During which time Clover revealed to Whisper the line of questioning about the swords and the blades, and from there, as Gormrog was brought back, Whisper transformed into a bat and made their escape. During that time, Finnick was plagued by a nightmare in which a chained entity, we'll say, tried to, I don't know what that was, but it was bad. What is happening? Who is that?
I think that's Donald.
Donald, what are you doing?
What do you mean?
Sounds like you got something going on over there, pal.
It sounded like heavy breathing or something in your mic.
Either way, Finnick had a vision given to them by a chained entity in which they fought their way out of and woke themselves up forcefully, but there was a mark left on their shoulder of chain links that seemed to have been burnt there, though not too severely. As that happened, Whisper made their way to Pike's church or temple, the Temple of Sarenrae, in which there was another pair of Inquisitors there questioning a priest that was doing their best to make it clear that the Inquisition was not welcome at the Temple of Sarenrae. That priest was attacked before Pike herself made their way out dressed in full armor and quickly dispatched those two Inquisitors. From there, Whisper made themselves known. A quick conversation was had in which the Platinum Guard was alerted to the location where they could meet up with Whisper, and the team gathered themselves and set forth towards the Dawn Riders' keep. As the attack took place, Finnick saw the explosions, made their way out. A larger battle commenced, in which everyone began to get involved before Finnick and Whisper met up, made their way down, releasing the rest of the fists. Wonderful team together moment happened. They fought their way out.
Avengers moment.
It was a wonderful Avengers moment. Fought their way out before making their way to their airship, gathering together with the Platinum Guard and Pike, and headed north towards the Frostfang Citadel.
That's what it was.
That
The ones you were saying before were close, though.
what?
No, that was CC, I'm sorry.
That all being said, that is going to be where we pick it up. As you all are now gathered on the deck of your ship and headed northward. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I think as soon as we get dropped off, I'm gonna run and give each and every person a hug. Just a tight hug.
Where are you?
I got taken back to my parents' house. So that was something, but I'm here now. And I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, you got here perfect timing.
I have a knack for timing. Are you guys okay though?
Yeah. We're alive.
Well, I'm glad that you are.
Hey, Finnick, come here a second.
Yeah, what's up?
Joe, I would like to make an investigation or perception check looking around her collar for a worm. Because the rest of us had ours pulled off, but Finnick wasn't part of that when what's-his-face removed it.
All right, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
That's smart.
Guidance.
With guidance? Golly. Investigation's a +1, so that's 23.
So as you go ahead and begin searching around Finnick's collar, you see this small black leech-like creature.
Hmm.
And you see it's got its fangs buried into the right corner of her shoulder.
Ew.
Bruce?
Disgusting.
Does anybody know how to remove these things?
Wait, what things?
Can I try to remove it with like blade of hand?
You could
That
try
work?
anything. You could try anything you'd like.
Okay.
I don't want to like pull and have it like hurt
Can
her.
Can Tristan go up and look at it and take a medicine check?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a
Oh,
medicine
that's
check
a
for me.
better idea.
12, 14?
So the DC is not particularly high for this. As you kind of go over and look at it, and you kind of get a slight tug. You see that the fangs that it has aren't meant to dive deep into the skin. They're just there to almost grab on to keep itself attached. So it seems like there's very little risk of like ripping this thing off.
Tristan goes just as everyone's talking, but he also has like a blank, like he's very much inside of his head, but it's still in the moment. And he just walks up as he says that, and she's like, "What is it?" He just goes and looks at it for 2 seconds and just pulls it right off.
It pops up relatively easily.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, what I'm holding it. What do I? Is it like moving, wiggling, or is it trying to like?
Kill it. Ew. What the fuck?
She says that. I'm just gonna.
It squishes.
Crush it.
Squishes easily enough in your hand.
Yeah, and then just wipe whatever left just off, and then kind of just give the group like a look through everybody. And
Did you not do that?
No?
Yeah.
Did you all have those?
We did.
That's how they've been keeping track of us.
Oh. Ew.
It's a
Yeah.
gift from Norville.
Great.
Turns out he was a Grand Inquisitor in disguise.
Love that. Sneaky bastards. I think we should get this show on the road. If that thing is how they tracked us, then they know we're headed back to our ship.
Along the way, I hoped somebody would please tell me how we got there and got out, please.
Well, it seems like Whisper was the first one of you guys to get out. I ran into her outside.
Yeah. Clover told me that they were pulling us one by one away, and I flew out the window like a bat, and I went to go get Pike, and I saw an old guy get beat up, and then I talked to Pike, and I convinced Pike to come help, and that's what happened. But I don't know what happened to Finnick.
I mean, I was just taken to my parents' keep and talked to my mother, which was a trip in it of itself. But I was in my room most of the time. I took like a small rest, and then when I woke up, I saw the commotion outside. And clearly, they didn't learn their lesson, so I broke out the window.
Go Windows today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Right.
tried to leave through my bedroom door, but they locked me in.
Were you restrained?
Only up until I walked inside. And then my mom demanded that the manacles be removed.
Manacles. Yeah. Chains?
I mean, the ones that we were all put in, yeah.
No, Finnick, we're not. And I found the leech on your shoulder. There's also a mark. Is that new?
Yeah, it is. But maybe we should talk about it in a safer space. Let's get this ship moving.
I think we already are moving. Joe,
Are we?
confirm?
Joe, are we moving?
You're
You
muted,
did.
Joe.
Sorry about that. The ship is traveling north already.
Okay, it's already moving.
Yeah, it's moving at a clip.
Yeah.
There's the 2 dragon riders. Actually, 3 wyverns flying next to you, escorting
Okay.
you northwards.
Okay.
What part of the day is it?
It's
It's
nighttime.
nighttime.
Oh, no, okay.
And Pike is on the ship with us, right?
Yep.
She's got some kind of angel with her.
No, the
Oh, I
angel,
forgot about
the
that.
angel went back to protect her temple.
Temple.
Okay.
Are we being followed?
Who are you asking?
I mean,
about?
The group?
Hmm?
Are we being followed?
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna just try and look off of the back of the ship
You can
and
roll
see if
perception.
anyone's trailing us.
As you
And I
look
will-
behind the ship, you see Shia LaBeouf.
Holy Shia LaBeouf.
I will cast guidance on myself for a total of 14.
Looking out past the bow of the ship, it's pretty dark out, so it's kind of hard to see too far, but as best you can see, there's no one out there.
Okay. I mean, I don't see anybody trailing us, but it's safe to assume that they're gonna keep looking.
With a ship headed for a new.
I'm gonna go man the cannon, so just in case anyone does follow us, I'm ready.
Okay.
I mean, I know they're probably gonna find us again eventually, but we can burn that bridge when we get to it.
They were bullying Pike's temple, too.
Like, bullying in what way?
Like, threatening them and attacking them.
Jesus.
It seemed like they were pushing all the other temples around.
It makes me wonder if, like, has it been this bad all the time, or is it just, like, getting worse now?
I don't know. Because, like, the Inquisition is, like, a new thing, right, Joe?
Relatively.
Yeah, the Inquisition is relatively a new thing. It wasn't very present when I lived here.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't present at all when you lived here.
It wasn't present at all when I lived here.
And they were asking about the blade. I'm looking towards Gormrog and Clover.
I went
Oh.
over to the cannon. So
Mhm.
unless we were already over at the cannon, I'm not with you anymore. Sorry.
Um, They were asking a lot of questions about the blade, about who had it once the little girl dropped it. And I tried to direct them towards the coming threat, you know, the impending doom. They didn't seem particularly fazed about it.
Did they know about it already?
From the sounds of it, they know about at least the one blade.
I don't know that they knew about it, but I know they feel confident in their ability to stop anything coming. But
Sorry.
I think that is falsely placed.
I mean, yeah. I don't think we're that. I mean, we're strong, but I don't think we're that strong. And look at how many we've killed. And
Yeah.
broken out of prison.
Uh-huh.
But they've also
Yep.
downed us a few times.
I think they should be scared too, unless they're on the same side.
Right?
Maybe we could let them, if they're not on the same side, maybe we could let them fight Raynor and Sammy, and then poof, they both,
They just take each other out.
yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that they'd see the benefit of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and join us against them in some capacity.
Their heads are
and I'd
too
be
far
lying.
up their own asses.
I'd be lying if I hadn't hoped that Sammy and Raynor might take a couple of them out.
I feel like they could sneeze and take out one of the Inquisitors.
That's what I was saying.
Well, for our sake, I hope not, because we still got to fight them.
True.
Eventually, yeah.
But
So how are we gonna go to this party and still be alive?
I forgot about it.
Well, it would definitely be a grand entrance.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me feels like if we do show up, that it will show how serious we are about this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know how many people it would get through to, but like, this is a big pressing issue, and we just gotta keep shouting until someone listens.
Are we gonna be those people who show up to a party and then are trying to ruin everyone's fun?
Oh, the Inquisitors have that covered.
Okay.
I don't think we're trying to ruin the fun. I think we're trying to use the fun as a means to get into a conversation of like, hey, we should probably work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider it more networking than fun sucking.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
you're the one who steals all of the fun out of the room because you're like, oh look, we're gonna die, and you should care.
and we're also going to show them that we are not going to be very easily removed from the board.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking you were gonna say, Finnick, is like when we show up, it's like, oh, we're not scared of you, Inquisitors.
I wonder if it's too late to make a change to my outfit.
I know. I was like, should we be hiding our weapons in our clothes or something?
I got a lot of daggers I could hide.
I
That
mean,
might actually be a really good idea.
Gormog, I know you like to throw the daggers, but here's another one for your collection. And I will hand Gormrog my +1 dagger.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go find Clover.
I mean, I assumed you guys were all on the deck of the ship.
I know, because Clover ran
Right,
off
Clover's
to the
just
cannon, so...
slightly to the side.
Okay, I'm gonna saunter over to Clover. I'm not trying to like distract her because I'm assuming Clover is very focused. Or
I'm very focused and out into the distance. I don't even see you.
you could see me coming from a mile away.
Probably true.
I'm gonna take off the ring of protection that she gave me, and I'm going to hand it back to her.
You don't think you need this?
I think it's about time I should get one of my own.
Okay.
But
I'll take it back.
I do greatly
Back
appreciate
up.
you giving this to me. It does
Yeah,
really
of
mean a
course.
lot.
I would do anything to protect you.
Likewise. And then I just give her a little squeeze.
Oh, be gentle. That's where they punched me.
Hey, what? They punched you?
They punched me. They kicked me. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. But it's okay. I've been through worse. I'm
That
just
still
like
doesn't.
a little sore right now.
That doesn't excuse what they did, though.
You were worse to Tristan.
I mean, I told
we're
them
all
not to
okay,
hurt
so-
you guys.
Can Tristan
We
hear
thought
this
it was
conversation
good for
happening?
you.
I mean, are you?
We're probably
Finnick-
just like 10 feet away.
I was gonna say, Finnick, are you trying to be quiet about it or no?
Not really.
Yeah, Tristan, I'd say you're perceptive enough to hear it.
Yeah, I don't think that they care what you told them. They were gonna do what they needed to do to get to us. To get the information out of us.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I'm sorry you had to get face to face with your mom. I think we all had it pretty rough for a little while.
Yeah. She was trying to convince me of something while I was there. It was like she was trying to say that my past isn't what I think it is, and that they weren't the ones hurting me.
Do you think that there could be any truth to that?
I have no idea. That's the worst part. She was so incessant about it.
Yeah. How do you feel? Are you like confused or just
Very.
still angry?
Both. I think both is good.
Well, I'm here if you want to talk about it. I don't really know your mom, so I don't know if I'm going to have a lot to say.
Well,
But if you want to explore it a little bit more, I'll be here for you.
I greatly appreciate that, Clover.
I'm going to slowly shift back to the cannon.
I just lay a hand on her shoulder as I walk away and cast guidance. Just for good measure.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do? Any other conversations to be had? If not, then with that, you guys can set up a watch and go ahead and take a long rest.
I just got one, so I don't need a long rest technically, right?
Correct. You could stay up through the night if you like.
Yeah. Tristan's not going to go to sleep at all.
Does anyone else like to forego taking a long rest? I didn't assume
Taking a
so.
long rest.
I need a
Taking
long
a long
rest
rest, but I'll
so
take
bad.
I need food.
We're back on the ship, so that you have full access to the kitchen at this point.
There will be a moment where I realize that and I will disappear.
Okay, so just to keep things brief, you guys set up a watch with your wyvern escort. There's no issues throughout the evening. Those of you that are taking a long rest can go ahead and take that long rest. You Wake up in the morning as the sun begins to crest over the east. You all eventually make your way up onto the deck of the ship as... Oh boy. What's going on here? As looking northwards, you are now in a much more snowy region. Looking forward, you see these 3 large silvery steel, almost like gashes from a dragon's claw, pushed out from the mountain. There's these long, thin gashes. I can't. I'm so blanking on how to describe it. It's like someone took a dragon's claw indentation and pushed it out and made a fort in that shape. And these 3 large gashes push out from the surface of the mountain. Looking at it, you can see that the architecture of this fort is just impressive, and to the point where you don't really understand how they did it, how this is all placed on the mountain and pushed out from it. As you look around, you see wyvern nests spread out across the mountain that this fort is built into. And you see, as your airship begins to slow on its approach, a few of the wyverns' kind of heads turn up and look towards you, their tongues licking the air at your approach. The 3 platinum guards that you're with, Citron included, begin to dive into this large cutout against the mountain between the metallic extrusions. You see them dive in there, and as they get close, you see a couple other wyverns kind of hop out of the way as these 3 riders land into this almost port built into the mountain. As you get closer and closer, you begin to see a lot of the motifs and intricate carvings built in around into the face of the mountain. Battles between what you gather to be Bahamut and a 5-headed dragon, which you gather to be Tiamat. You see battles of wyverns against various entities, whether they be demonic or more terrestrial threats. And you gather that these are probably battles that the Platinum Guard has had at some point or another. One in particular, closest to the actual port, for lack of a better term, or hangar, you see another motif of the actual Frostfang Citadel. And you see a large horned entity with this multi-headed cattail whip. And you see a few people battling against him or them. And you see people being struck down. A dragonborn in particular, you see, as it's struck by the whip, you see its body partially turning to dust. You see a human with this large, intricately designed blade lying on the floor. You see that blade shattered and exploding in the motif. You see an individual mounted on top of a wyvern attacking this demonic creature. You see a ranger off to the side, arrows flying. and you see another tiefling, 2 scimitars dropping to their side as they run. And as your airship kind of pulls closest to the hangar, you see Citron approach. And you notice a familiarity between the Wyvern Rider and the motif and Citron. It kind of begins to come together that Citron was probably there when the blades broke.
Okay.
But as a ramp is extended out towards your airship, Pike being one of the first to approach you all on the deck. Well, we've made it, at least through the night, without issue.
That's a start.
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
And as the ramp is attached to your ship, the gates kind of open for you all to make your way back, down into the Citadel.
Making my way downtown.
Who would like to be first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Finnick.
I don't like the way you said that.
As you make your way down the ramp and enter into this hangar of the Frostfang Citadel, you are entering into the actual mountain of this. Those metal extrusions come out from the mountain, whereas the hangars are built into it. As you enter in, it's surprisingly warm. Far warmer than you'd expect. I mean, there is the air kind of pushing in from behind you, but there's this tremendous heat almost pushing from the inside. And as you kind of look towards the back wall, you see these long metal, almost pillars built into the mountain that are spread throughout. You can see them almost glowing with heat in the cold environment. You see several of the Platinum Guard kind of turn their attention towards you all as you approach and make your way off the airship. Citron being the first and foremost. And as he kind of passes through this hangar, you see several of the Platinum Guard turn and stand at attention as he passes by them. You can kind of this air, you get that smell of cold that kind of burns your nostrils from the outside, and there's also the smell of probably about 24 wyverns being housed in stalls around you that doesn't smell the best. But there's the activity, the sounds of activity, metal armor clanging, as most of the people here are wearing some form of platinum armor. And it's just, all the senses kind of come to you as you enter into the space. Roll a religion check for me.
I'm good at that. Oh, that's a 19.
As you specifically enter into this area, you feel that burn mark on your shoulder. You feel it begin to warm slightly, not in a painful way.
Okay.
Almost like this, something warm is touching it and pushing heat into it. Tristan, roll a religion check for me.
10.
Okay. Clover, with your passive perception being what it is, you see as you walk down the ramp behind Tristan, the scales on the back of his neck. There's this, typically it's this multitude of colors. There's red, there's black, there's blue, green, and then there's also sometimes gold and silver. You see all of them begin to shimmer and begin to fade into this almost silvery gray color.
Tristan, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's the matter?
Nothing. Your scales are different than they usually are.
And Clover says that Tristan just hold his arm up just to look at whatever the scales on his arm instinctually. And
As you look at them, they're almost like silvery platinum in color, though with each of them there's this faint hue of either red or green or blue. You see the faint tint of color beneath them, but the majority of it is this grayish platinum, like a dulled platinum color.
I stand there and just very confused kind of look around for a second, and then pull my other arm up and look at those as well. I'm assuming it's the same thing.
Yep.
And I go to like just put a hand brush. Does anything happen when I touch them? And I'm just
They feel like they normally do.
I look back at Clover, confused. Then just keep following.
Okay. As you'll kind of make your way down the ramp, Citron's standing there directly in front of you now, Finnick, as you're the first to approach.
Okay.
Well, at least the night went well.
Yeah.
Do you all need rest, or did you get it on the flight?
We rested on the ship, I'm pretty sure.
All right. So, what's the plan?
Well, I sort of look back at the party. Actually, a quick question, Citron. Are you able to help us upgrade our gear?
We can do some things. I don't know what level your gear is at. I don't know how much I'll be able to help you out.
Anything would be great help, I feel.
Sure. We have a fully stocked armory here. I'm sure we can spare whatever you all need. What'd you have in mind?
I just sort of look around at I look at each of the party members. Why don't we start with getting Tristan a little something?
Actually, saying that Tristan's not even like he's trying to be there, but he's not paying attention. He's mostly just looking. He's just at whatever scales he can see. It's just more. He's trying to be in the moment, but he's just
Distracted.
trying to, yeah. Because wait, what happened?
I'm just thinking with the things that are ahead of us, it wouldn't hurt to maybe upgrade some of our gear.
I don't have too much gold left to upgrade it. I think I'll be okay. You guys don't have to worry about that.
I think it's time for me to
gold.
repay you, Tristan. But then again,
We found gold when the girl died, actually. I think you have it, Finnick, but
Oh.
I found
oh yeah, in
like,
the bag of
I
holding.
don't know.
You didn't
Yeah,
ask
I
me
mean, I did.
for a shop, so you asked me if I could help you with
Oh.
getting your gear upgraded, just so that's clear.
One step at a time. But if you have anything here, I'm sure we would greatly appreciate.
Yeah, well, tell me what you're looking for, and I'll get people to bring it to you.
Tristan, why don't you go first?
I don't really need anything. I've apparently had a defense issue with being blindsided. I can definitely use something to help my defense be a little stronger. But it's not. I can handle myself.
Can you
The
wear
guy is just-
armor? Are you proficient in wearing armor, my friend? No disrespect, but I've seen you fight. I don't think armor is necessarily going to help you that much.
Don't worry about me, guys. I'll be okay.
Oh, what about swords? Maybe you guys will have a sword or something that he would like?
What kind of blade do you wield, my friend?
And which it's kind of huge, so I'm pretty sure you can see a little bit. And I just pull the katana, giant katana, out my back and just unsheath it.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
My back, and then thank you.
What else? What else can I get all of you? Let's move in. Let's get out of the cold here.
Oh.
Why don't we move towards the kitchen? I imagine your friend Whisper is famished at this point.
He's always famished.
That's what I've gathered.
I mean, as we walk and talk, I could do with, I don't know, some way to hold a bunch of daggers in my clothing. That or some way to be less likely to be hit. Not necessarily armor, but an enchantment of some kind. If you have it.
Not much in the way of seamstresses here, though. Leatherwork, we can get you some sort of belt to keep them close to your body if you'd like. Or suspenders of some sort.
Yeah, having them readily accessible would be good.
All right. If it's just going to be small things, I'll send someone to all of you in the next day to get things arranged, we'll say. I'm not exactly up to date with the inner workings of every piece of armor that we have currently. So.
I know personally I could use an upgrade in armor.
What are you looking for?
Maybe. I'm proficient with most armors now.
I mean, I have plenty of
oh.
sets of heavy armor if that's what you're looking for.
I mean, yeah, that would work. Otherwise, anything that's like wearable that won't make a ton of noise. I know I don't like to cause issues for our sneaky friends over here.
I'll send up our armor and you can have this discussion with them and see what they can do for you. Let's move inside. So as you all kind of head in, moving deeper into the actual mountain. What's up?
Before we go all the way in, I'm gonna try to pull to the back and stop him for a second as they walk forward, just a couple of steps.
Okay.
And kind of, is there anybody you think that I could actually, use? I could use a little bit of help. I don't need weapons. I don't need. Is there anybody I can talk to? And I just haven't been hiding it, but show him like I can talk to you about this.
Kind of grabs your arm, kind of holding it up. I'll send some of our clerics to speak to you.
And only because Tristan's heard that, so every time where he goes, and he feels it's just going to be more of the same, and he's just kind of disappointed. He's, thank you. And then goes.
So as he leads you deeper into the actual mountain itself, the stairs are carved into it, and as you walk down these stone stairs, you can feel the heat as there's, again, those metal columns are prevalent through this, and you see them kind of like heating tubes lining the wall and curving across the ceiling and filling the space with heat, and it runs down the stairs adjacent. Eventually, you kind of turn, moving back out of the mountain itself, and enter into this almost metallic hallway. And as you come into it, you see this. It comes off into several holes, and it's a pretty large space, and there are several rooms almost built into this. And you gather you're in one of the spires. We'll call them, for lack of a better term. And as you enter in, you feel that heat kind of radiating through the entire space. You enter in on what you gather is the bottom as you walk in, and you're walking to a large mess hall area. Across from you, you see this, what looked like on the outside to be just pure metal is a massive window that looks out into the semi-Arctic landscape. You see the wintry forest out below. Off to the side, you see this very large kitchen area where food is being produced. The smell of meats and stews being cooked in this space, warming it and warming your nostrils and kind of filling you with this hunger, especially you, Whisper. Not a lot of vegetables being prepared, you gather. There's some potatoes, some of the more hardier tubers, we'll say. But there's not a lot of variety in the vegetables. Looking around, there's several tables set up, and you see a couple of other members of the Platinum Guard eating their breakfast at these tables. The armor being doffed, so they're just wearing like their typical underclothes. But Citron kind of leads all of you in. We can grab our food here before we head up towards one of our meeting rooms, if you'd like to get started right away on our plans, or we can just enjoy the view from here.
I mean, I know personally a moment to decompress would be nice.
Very well. I'll give you all figure an hour, and I'll meet up with you again if you'd like, before we get started on planning. Very well. There's eggs, there's stews.
How many days till the gala?
You are at 2 days at this point, if I'm remembering.
So not
correctly.
tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Correct.
Okay. Well.
So yeah, I'm gonna get myself some stew. Some hearty vegetable stew. Perhaps with some meat in it.
Oh, there's definitely meat in it. There's it has the texture of barilla, where kind of like is this almost beef that kind of shreds as you pick it up and it almost falls off the fork. A lot of potatoes, and a lot of the more hearty vegetables kind of thrown through.
I'm gonna try and get enough for everybody, but specifically get a couple that are just vegetables, because I want to make sure that Clover has something to eat should she wish it.
Sure. They do
but
have like a more like breakfast style potato mash that's got onions, peppers in this. It's pretty well seasoned, that they prepare for you as well. They offer to put an egg on top if that's something you're interested in.
Sure. Yeah. Just gonna get a variety of options. Just bring it out to everybody and just take up the role of provider of food again.
While Wormrag is doing that, Finnick, do you think I could count everything that you have in the bag of holding? We can
Yeah.
divvy it out.
Yeah.
Just
I can help you.
okay. Just the coins right now. We only have an hour.
Okay. And then, chunk.
Just turn it inside out. Just.
Oh, I don't want
Yeah.
all of that out.
Yeah. So just a reminder that from the coins, we each individually got 460 platinum and 2,900 gold.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also a bunch of other stuff, but we only have an hour, and I feel like it's going to take the whole hour for Finnick and Clover to count all of these coins.
And multitasking, like I take a bite while like counting out like into piles, like okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as I just like go around the circle, divvying it up.
As you guys are like pulling out these wads of platinum, there's some guy just in the corner like.
And I just try to intimidate him, like eyes to himself.
He's not even intimidated. He's just like the eggs like
Confused?
falling from his mouth. Like I've never seen this much money in my entire life.
I'm not saying he should. He's trying to intimidate us. I'm saying I want to intimidate him to like put your eyes down. Like stop looking. You don't see this. Go away.
He's the man of the cloth. Will you leave him alone?
With them being in the kitchen, you said it was walking past. When they're in the kitchen, is Tristan's scale still glowing and with the dark hues underneath?
They're not so much glowing, is that they've kind of changed color.
Yeah, okay, but it's the same.
Yeah, there's like you ever see someone like spray paint a car silver, but there's like that flecks of other color in it, so when you look a certain way, you see it.
Okay. Oh, I thought
Iridescent?
it was more of
Yes, iridescent.
I was like glowing. Okay, I thought it was more of a glow that was from the entrance.
No. Your scales look pretty like grayish platinum, but as you kind of move your hand, say, you see like one scale has like a iridescent redness to it. Another one has like a blue.
Okay.
I eat 3 bowls of stew and a half. And in the middle of the half, I'm going to prick up and look for somebody to ask a question to. Somebody like there.
There's plenty of people around. Okay. You just grab whoever you like.
Well, I'll grab somebody and be like, my griffin, is he being fed and taken care of?
As you approach like this elf. You gather she's probably a half elf.
Mm-hmm.
Short brown hair, half of it's kind of shaved on one side. She kind of looks up to you, and you see her. She's got this scar kind of like around the front of her face that kind of cuts into the top of her lip. She looks at you. Why would I have any idea what your griffin's doing? I mean,
who should I ask?
Probably the people up in the hangar. I
was going to compliment your scarf, but...
Listen, I don't... First off, I know I'm fabulous, as are you. But this is... there's plenty of animals being taken care of here. I assume your griffin's being taken care of just fine.
I've never been here before. I don't know this.
Look around. There's a lot of animals.
Which way's the hangar?
You came from it, didn't you? I saw your airship dock.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Look at you. You see the giant window? Come on, sit down next to me. Look out this beautiful window and let's enjoy breakfast together.
No, I have to make sure my griffin gets food, and I walk off.
You hear just sigh.
Whisper, unromanceable.
Just oblivious.
Random Platinum Guard rider will remember this.
There was one Platinum Guard member at the very final battle. For Whisper!
All you had to do was look out the window.
I want to go and see if I could just make sure he's being fed and taken care of.
All right. just for brevity's sake, as you make your way up back up to the hangar, you see Talon has been unloaded from the airship, refuses to go into one of the kennels. He's just kind of like chilling up by the ramp of the airship, prancing around as they're just hucking these massive chunks of meat towards him. And he's like grabbing it and throwing it in the air, and just playing with his food essentially. But he seems like he's doing all right.
All right, I finished the second half of my stew then.
All right.
Amazing.
All right. Anything else you guys wanted to do during your hour-long breakfast?
So, Tristan's just gonna basically eat like a bread roll while drinking it. I don't know if there was any tea available, but he'd be having some sort of whatever. Yeah.
Plenty of tea. This kitchen is very well stocked, which is
Tristan's-
surprising for an area this far removed from civilization, but very well stocked.
Tristan's just the whole time sitting down and like constantly just like looking at his arms while he has some eggs and some of the random stuff. He made a plate for himself, but he's mostly just eating the bread that he had, taking small bites of it and sipping his tea and just in his own world.
Okay.
Can I have some butter, like a lot of butter, a whole lot of butter, like a bowl full of butter?
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna like take all my potatoes and like mash them in really good and make like the most buttery, delicious mashed potatoes ever, and
Okay.
then eat them.
All right. Is there anything anyone wanted to do in particular? Any conversations that
No.
want to be had?
Is Citron sitting around anywhere?
No, he gave you guys your privacy to. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then.
All right. If there's nothing you guys wanted to do, then I think it's a good time for us to take our first break for the evening, first and only. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Love you, geeks. Bye.
Be back soon.
We're back.
Yeah.
So, as your hour-long breakfast ticks past, you all get a nice little bit of a rest and relaxation moment. Eventually, Citron begins to make his way back into the mess hall to gather you all together once more. Shall we make our way up and plan what our next steps are?
Sure.
All right. With that, he leads you all back into the stairway, leading you up higher into one of the spires, eventually coming out into a large meeting hall, a very long table laid out in the center, taking up the entirety of this floor. You see a lot of chairs set up around this long table. You see the one chair at the head. You see it heavily marked by the set of gashes through the back of it. And Citron makes his way over, pulling the chair out and sitting down. Motions for you all to join him at the table. As he seats, you see several other individuals make their way into the meeting hall as well. You see a tiefling woman, light pink skin, her horns kind of arcing forward on her head and pointing outwards. You see her in heavy platinum plate mail armor. You see her take a seat off to one side. You see Pike take a seat at another point of the table. You see 4 individuals, various races, human, a dwarf, a half-elf, and a Goliath, take their seats at the table. All of them wearing similar plate mail armor, though it's less intricate and more utilitarian as they take their seats. And there are seats for you all as well, if you'd like to sit.
I'll take a seat.
I'm also gonna sit.
So, this isn't the first time that the Platinum Guard is going to war, but it seems that this is not going to be the last. So, Fists of Fate, you've had an interesting few days in Vasselheim and few weeks in Exandria as a whole. Just for my wing commanders and the others gathered here, perhaps you give us a rundown of everything you know, and we can begin to decide how to step forward from here.
It is no small order, but sure, we can dive into all that. We'll tell you what we know if you tell us what you know, and we'll see what we could do. Yeah?
Please.
Where to begin? There are two people, Semayor and Rainer. Right, this is the information we're looking to share. Just the grand scheme of everything. Yeah. They are on a mission to collect all of the swords of the primordials that had been shattered. I believe you're familiar with it. And I'll look at Citron.
You see his eyes kind of shut, and this almost knowing, pained expression. You see him give a slight nod towards you.
Yeah, they're already pretty far along as far as the fire and stone, earth, whatever. I believe Rainer is headed to the Iron Seat Ridge to complete his mission there, just as Semayor is headed here, well, to Vasselheim, to complete whatever it is she's trying to do. They took out a decent chunk of Westruun. We ourselves have two of the other swords. The Nox Blade and I don't know what the term is, but the Sword of Life. After the Inquisitors killed the little girl that previously held it. Semayor and Rainer will stop at nothing to complete their mission. They will destroy everyone and everything in their way. I had hoped to put the Inquisitors in the way of them. You know, kill them, slow them down, whatever. And that might help our cause against the Inquisitors as well. Because, and I'll look at Finnick, we're not overly fond of the Dawn Riders and the Inquisitors that serve them. Now, I'm pretty sure there's, what, 2 more out there? Swords, I mean? I don't know where.
Air in the water.
Yeah.
The water one is on a ship of some kind, and I think the air one was located in some desert, if I'm remembering correctly.
Does this make any sense to you, Citron?
Where is the life and death blade now? Who has it? Still you, Whisper, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I? Kind of holds his hand out to you.
It's not really something I can, like, pass over.
You can make them appear, can you not?
Yeah.
Can I hold them for a moment?
Why?
Can I do a vibe check on Citron?
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Vibe check?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight check.
insight.
Yeah, insight.
Can I do one as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a dirty 20.
Mine's an 8.
Okay. As he kind of holds his hands out towards you, Whisper, you get this sense of sadness coming from him, like a knowing sadness of what those blades mean and represent. You don't get the sense that he's trying to steal them from you in any way.
Yeah. Okay. Which one do you want to see?
Both, if you can.
Can I do both at the same time?
Yeah. You produce both in either hand and kind of hold them out towards him, and he grabs them. He begins to pull them towards himself. And as he brings them closer, you roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Excuse me. That's 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he casting a spell?
No. As he brings
Oh.
them closer, and as they get closer, as you see them get closer, you feel your brain vibrating in your skull. And it begins to produce the most massive headache you've ever had.
When Tristan stands right up immediately, if she makes a right up, if she looks in pain at all.
Whisper, do you look in pain?
I'm probably making this face.
As he brings them closer together, eventually, like two magnets, they clang together. And you see that chipped end of the Nox blade still, missing like a mirror to the Vitalis blade. You see him kind of contemplate for a moment. Do you know where the last piece of this is?
No.
Can you do the compass trick?
Right now?
Yeah, like
I mean, it's never really given me what. It's just kind of vibrated a little bit. So I didn't really know.
You do remember where the last piece is.
Do I?
Or where
Okay.
a piece is. It tried to be given to you by...
That's right. Wait,
Raynor.
I thought they gave us just the second piece, not the entire...
No, it healed itself when Nox...
Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Yep.
When Nox
Okay.
took more from Whisper, it pulled itself together. But Raynor still has that last piece.
Yeah.
I just
So
remember
I
that.
do know where it is. Yeah, the bad guys have it.
Once you're able to complete them, these two belong together.
The white and the black?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're in love.
Well, I don't know that. I just know when Logan had it, there was...
Logan?
Parts of it that went together.
Was Logan the past person who had all of them?
He was. And then Moloch killed him. and the blades shattered from there.
Who's Malik?
My last failure. He was a devil from another plane, and he pushed his way and sought to draw power from the chained oblivion. And now, I don't know what they've become. But we failed in stopping him. What is now, I don't know.
So is Malik a demon? A person?
What it was a devil. What it is now,
Oh.
I don't know.
Wait, did it ever succeed in getting power from the Chained Oblivion?
I mean, we failed to stop him. And then, when it completed whatever it was doing, I haven't seen or heard from since.
So you don't know where or what they are now?
No.
How long ago was this?
20, 30 years ago?
What is time to a devil?
Does Malik want the blades, or was the blades being tried to use to stop whatever Malik was wanting to do?
So Logan did his best to fight against Malik, but as the ritual completed, whatever Malik became, or in that moment, whatever powers were released, the blades shattered. And what comes from that, I don't know.
And that's why Logan died?
Yes, he perished in that fight.
What, did he die because the blades shattered, or he lost the fight?
It was a strike that Malik made against him that shattered the blade and took his life.
Well, I'm sorry for your friend.
He was my brother.
Huh.
Where did this happen?
So you understand the Feywild, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We know very little.
You understand that there's a second half to it. A darker reflection.
The Shadowlands, right?
Correct. It was there that this took place. He had individuals that were helping him, one of which being a lich that went by the name Greed. And it was there, at Greed's castle in the Shadowlands, that this battle took place. but whisper.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying, the life and death blades belong together. The other 4 can be wielded separately. But the 3 of them, the 2 sets of 3, can be forged together in a forge of magical essence, as can the life and death. There's the Alpha Blade and the Omega Blade, that if you were to combine into 3 elements, it is its own powerful blade. And then, if you were to bring all 6 blades together, it is the Omni Blade.
This is complicated.
It's a weird convolute. It's almost like some guy was making this up to make a intricate design for a quest somewhere. I don't get it. It's very convoluted. And it has like a leveling thing too. It's really weird.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
That guy must have a lot of time on his hands.
Oh, it's a sad, lonely man.
A quick question on my part with Malik. Has anyone attempted to do what he did before?
Siphon power from the Chained Oblivion?
Yeah.
I mean, the Chained Oblivion's a limitless source of chaos. I mean, Malik could have very well lost his mind and been overwhelmed by it, for all we know. But no one has ever attempted to do that as far as I'm aware.
Hey, real quick. How did you get out of that spot?
When Malik left? Or disappeared, or...
So, did he just disappear after destroying the blade?
As he struck down Logan and the ritual was complete. And that was the end of it. Just left. Not even left, just disappeared.
I'm so confused.
About?
It's just a lot of information, and I'm not really sure. Does it have to do with what's happening right now?
You asked me. I figured I'd share.
So, Chained Oblivion. Finnick, your shoulder.
Who is the Chained Oblivion?
So,
What are the ties to the Dawn Riders?
well, the Chained Oblivion is one of the betrayer deities. The swirling mass of chaos. The endless hunger. The only deity that all came together to bind. The one Pelor fought at the end of the calamity.
I don't think I read any picture books about this.
I have a few I can lend you.
Okay.
Are they little pop-up books?
It's just like a black
First
cloud that
calamity.
pops up. As far as their connection to the Dawn Riders, or at least the Chained Oblivions, it kind of looks towards you, Finnick. Maybe you could shine light on something I don't see.
As for those who are looking at Finnick, there is a visible look of fucking panic on her face. As she is like grasping at her shoulder. My parents, I used to overhear them talking, saying that I was connected to them. That's what they thought.
I like that too.
The Chained Oblivion. And I will like gently like pull down the shoulder of like my shirt, and they'll see like the chain marks that are on my shoulder. I recently received a nightmare or vision, whatever you want to call it, of a chained mass trying to talk to me. And as I forcibly woke myself up, this was here when I woke up.
Whoa.
The issue is this is not the first time that it's happened. It happened, I believe, around the time that we met Sammy and Raynor as well. But the first time I was scared and panicking and begging for help inside of it. And some golden being came into the dream just before I woke up. It was the night after we heard about the attack on Whitestone.
What did, You see him kind of look towards the cleric at his side before looking back towards you, Finnick. What did they say?
Bless you. They were talking about giving power and being able to help. At least that was the first time. And then the second time, they mentioned how I was bound to them and I'm some sort of chosen one of theirs. And I don't know what they meant. And at this point, like, tears are beginning to like well in my eyes, and I just look over at Gormrog and make eye contact.
I'm gonna offer my hand just to hold.
And I take it.
I don't know a whole lot about this Chained Oblivion. But if all of the gods, Betrayal and people as well, got together to put this thing away, whatever they want with it, whatever pact they're making with it, whatever bonds they're trying to tie themselves to it, can't be good. I think we're all in agreement on that. Yeah. So we have to stop the Dawn Riders from connecting to this thing and pushing the other temples around. Because, one, dick move. Two, I happen to like this world. I'd rather not see it get destroyed.
Because they're scared of the Chained Oblivion. They hate the thing. And whatever hatred and fear they have of it, they took it out on me.
Well, what information do you have on the Inquisition or the Dawn Riders, or what have you found while you're in Vasselheim, at least?
I don't think we discovered much.
Yeah, we
Right.
kind of kept getting into fights.
But the Inquisitors, they do have people who wield magic similar to mine.
And just remind me, what is the magic you wield?
Chaotic and often psychic abilities as well.
So, the purview of the Chained Oblivion.
Possibly, yeah.
Hey, there is one thing we learned. Darius Blackwood, Grand Inquisitor Darius Blackwood, he's able to change his appearance. He's been going around looking like an old man. But he is also able to keep tabs on people with the use of leeches. He left leeches on us, and using that, he was able to track us. At some point, everyone here, if they've ever come in contact with the Inquisition, should check their body for leeches. Because I don't know if he can listen in on the conversations, but he can certainly find them.
If we're unable to find any of these leeches on any of our members, would you be able to illustrate one for us so we can consult?
Yeah, little black thing.
I could draw you a picture.
That would be fabulous if you could do that for us.
It's just like a little black line with sharp teeth.
I was gonna ask Whisper, how good of a illustrator
Artist?
is Whisper?
I don't know. Let me roll for it. I will tell you she puts a smiley face on everything, but this one's probably going to be a sad face.
To say, how
The
many times has
performance?
she given Jimmy Jim a face?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let's go with performance on this one, I guess.
Okay.
Guidance.
It's a line.
I mean, it was a
is
critical
line-
fail.
It is
Oh,
a
no!
line with a sad face.
Yeah, I think a critical fail just speaks for itself, even though I have a modifier. I think just I can't roll worse than that.
I try and make a rendition.
It looked
I mean,
just like that.
Whisper's, yours is not very far off.
Whew. Get it out of the way now.
Kind of looks.
I
at
gotta.
it.
I'll start sketching out mine.
It looks towards the cleric. I don't think this is gonna help us, though, Whisper. I appreciate the effort.
I got a 21 on performance.
Okay,
Jeez.
as you kind of pass that over, it looks like, would you mind checking the records to see if this is anything we can use to decipher what this might be?
Does Tristan still have any remnants of what because he just squished it?
Oh, yeah,
by-
the shit on his pants.
Yeah, it's or even in my hand. It's only been like not long, right?
I mean, you slept.
It's been a couple hours.
Right, you
Oh,
yeah.
slept.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
say no.
Okay.
With that, the cleric kind of gets up and makes their way out to begin researching.
Okay.
Is there any other information you have as far as what to expect from the Dawn Riders?
I didn't stay long enough at their keep to find out.
Finnick, what was the situation that led to you departing?
We were in the Hespit archipelago. There was a battle ensuing, and I got lost and confused in the town, and I saw my parents fighting this aboleth-like creature, and I was stuck in a daze, and I saw somebody ran past, and then a girl grabbed my ankle, and she was begging for help, begging for them to stop, but the thing that got me was how similar she looked to me. And without second thought, I started running.
Finnick, roll a stress check for me.
What level?
The highest, as you are reliving
Fuck.
these.
Fuck you. Okay. So a D12.
Yep.
Oh no.
Go ahead and roll on the chart.
Oh. Because I rolled a fucking 12.
I assumed.
Oh shit, I gotta pull it up. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. My expression just falls blank, and I go silent. And I just become very still.
As you feel yourself begin to disassociate, and that memory kind of, as you're reliving it, kind of begins to sneak back into your mind. Things start to become clearer in that memory. And that little girl that came up to try and convince you before you ran. You remember seeing a thin black something connected to their neck.
Jesus. Okay. Also, this effect lasts for 5 minutes. My paralysis lasts for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Do any of us notice her go like in
Oh, you all
paralysis?
noticed her. You all noticed her.
I'm
go
holding
numb.
her hand. Like,
Right.
just,
Yeah, my hand goes limp.
I
And she says,
squeeze her hand and
What's
like
the matter?
shake it a bit.
What's wrong with her?
She's overwhelmed.
Is everything okay?
No,
And
she
just
does
starts
this
looking around
sometimes.
the room, like looking at random faces and just random people, like checking the table, and people are sitting around. He's looking at everyone.
She did this when the dumbbell attacked our house in Western. Just kind of went catatonic for a few minutes.
There's also the comfort Finnick, take her other hand, and rub it.
Do you all need a moment?
Yeah, I think that's for the best.
Motions and dismisses the other wing commanders. For himself standing up. We'll be outside the room whenever you're ready. Makes his way out and shuts the door behind him. With heavy metal
Don't
door.
look at him. I'm eyes on Finnick.
Is she gonna be okay? What is happening?
I think she's in shock. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
She has a pulse, so she's okay.
Is something causing this?
I think it's panic and stress from talking about her past. Yeah.
Yo, can I tell them what the effect is?
Yeah, you can go
Or
ahead
no?
and tell. That's fine.
So the effect is described as the character retreats into his or her mind and becomes paralyzed. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Finnick, you don't have to talk about it anymore. It's okay. All the other people left. It's just us.
So, as a few minutes tick by where Finnick kind of disassociated in the space, and you see her hand kind of tensely gripping each of yours while also being this almost in a paralyzed sense where you can easily move it, though the grip almost feels like it's locked in place. A few minutes pass, and Finnick, you begin to come back into your mind, and as you look around, people are gone. It's just Clover and Gornrog holding your hands, and Tristan's kind of pacing about the room with Whisper just watching you.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I will be. A little girl had a leech.
What little girl?
The one that grabbed me by my leg. I think she had a leech. I don't know what that means or entails, but the leeches are not a new thing. And Joe, that's when I go back into like my Rolodex of memories from any like encounters or missions that I was on with my parents, trying to see and identify if I can find anything that would relate.
Roll a d20 for me.
Am I adding anything to this?
Nope.
History check.
That's cocked. It's
At
a
advantage because
14.
it's personal history.
It's a 14 on the die.
Okay. As you kind of begin to dive into your memories, you your parents kept you out of a lot of the more strategic meetings, we'll say.
Mhm.
But you've seen textbooks that they've had, books that they've brought out, and you've, as an inquisitive child, you've perused them on occasion. You've seen these creatures before.
Mm.
There's been we'll say a hunt that your parents have had for them. What they're called, you're not quite sure, but as you are recalling these memories, you hear footsteps running down the hallway. You hear voices, louder voices outside of the door. And after a few moments, the doors swing open again, and that cleric, Platinum Guard cleric, makes her way in, moving directly towards you, Citrin and the other wing commanders at her back, slams down a book in front of you. And as it's open, you see a very well-detailed illustration of that familiar leech. Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I drew.
And as she pulls her hand back, you see written above it, Starspawn.
Star spawn?
No. You son of a bitch. I know what those are, Joe. You son of a bitch.
This is the creature. Her eyes kind of like dark between all of you.
This isn't the first time they've used them.
Things are a lot worse than we expected.
Well, my mom was right about one thing. My past isn't what I think it is. Not in the way that she thinks.
Wait, why are they worse? What's the star spawn? What am I missing?
These are creatures born directly from the Chained Oblivion.
Shit.
Born from their chaos. Pulled here from the outer realms.
Why? Why are they using these?
How are they using these? What does it mean?
I fear that if this is the creatures you've seen, if the Dawn Riders are aligned with the Inquisition, and this is what's leading the Inquisition, your parents aren't your parents anymore.
You think they're being controlled?
That's what these creatures do.
Okay, so what do we do? Can we still get her parents out of their control? Do you want that? I mean, of course you want that, but
The problem
sorry, it's just not taken.
No, the only problem that I see is I don't know when they would have It had to have been at the archipelago, right? When these things first It's been within the last couple of years that I feel that they might have... I mean, to be frank, they weren't very pleasant people beforehand. If... Joe, would I be right in assuming
That the
that
day you
this...
ran away
Yeah.
would be the day that this happened?
That they... Yeah.
More than likely.
Cool, so I saved my own ass.
The biggest issue we have here is if Darius is one of these creatures, Darius isn't the highest person on this food chain.
Because he's the second in command, right? As I look at the others to confirm.
Correct.
It's the Inquisitors, yeah.
So who's number
Valeria.
one?
Valeria is number one.
Who's going to be at the gala?
She's the High Inquisitor. Star spawns all answer to an emissary. It kind of turns the pages. And you see this crude drawing of this tentacled, massive creature with these open maws across every inch of its body, sharp teeth, eyes sticking from random spots, a pig snout pushing out from a random portion of its body, a wolf's fangs pushing out from another portion of their body.
One like that.
And that's the thing?
If there's something controlling all of them, this is what it would be. Whether this is Valeria or just the thing pulling her strings.
Area. Yeah. Why?
Looks towards you, Finnick.
What? Sorry. Cece zoned out for a second.
Whisper asked why. Why this would be here doing this. Why?
I have no idea.
You've said this. Things have reached out to you?
Massive chains.
Well, these are the children of the chains, for lack of a better term.
That's a pretty cool term. But
Copyright.
It called me a chosen one of its. It called me. It said that I was like. I can't remember. I don't think I remember being called a child of it.
Well, the star spawn would be the children. Where you fall in this, I don't know.
I need to read something really quick.
According to my research,
Because the thing is, I recently got a new spell.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I am going to stand up, take a step back, and just... This is the first time I've ever done this. But I just recently came into this. And I'm gonna cast Summon Aberration. And I can summon a star spawn.
Are you explaining what you're about to do? Or are you just, hey, I learned something new recently.
I don't know what to make of this, but this is something I can do. Ta-da!
And then there's just going to be a star spawn in here.
But it's an ally to me and my companions. Reading this, there is no chance of it turning on us. There's no chance of that.
I'm waiting for Joe before I make a reaction.
Thank you.
I just don't know if it means anything, the fact that I can do this.
It means you are the baboon and I am not.
The fun thing about this spell, it could be a Beholderkin, a Slod, or a Star Spawn.
Oh no.
It doesn't say which star spawn that you summon, though.
No, it just says Star Spawn.
Okay.
No, you just summon Darius Blackwood.
You call forth an aberrant spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. When you cast this spell, choose Beholderkin, Slod, or Star Spawn. The creature resembles an aberration of that kind, which determines the traits in its stat block.
All right. All right.
Is a mistake? Probably. It's fine.
All right.
Oh no.
Don't resurrect the lunar dragon.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know if I could top that.
All right.
As soon as it pops up, I'm shooting it with my crossbow.
Okay. What does this magic look like for you, Finnick, as you summon forth this creature?
I feel like rather than like the harsh golden static, it's like a gold that starts to turn into like a bronze and then like a dark bronze sort of coloration. It's still like that static, but the color gets darker the further it leaves my hands.
So as that golden, rotting gold color pushes forward from you, all of you hear the faint sound of jingle of chains clattering together in that last moment as the magic forms. You see pushing out from the ground these slithering leech-like creatures sliding over each other. As they
I hate that.
Slowly rise up, taking shape into this humanoid form. Its body kind of slopping over itself. You see it kind of as its face kind of starts to form, there's just these two hollow spaces on its face. Its whole body kind of
Clover's gonna hide.
Kneels down on what its body kind of just lowers, and it looks like it's trying to kneel. And as it looks towards you, Finnick, its arms kind of reaching out as its bits of leeches kind of fall off, slamming into the ground before reconstituting into itself as it moves towards the rest of its body.
Above table, this is really gross, and I'm very uncomfortable. Like my skin is crawling listening to this.
Does anyone need me to tone it down?
I'm good. It's
Oh, I'm
it's
fine.
just
Clover
gross.
is
It's
scared.
just this is like just gross.
All right.
Just gross.
Looks towards you,
But
Finnick.
please keep going.
I just sort of look at it.
No.
Absolutely not.
It's good to see you again.
Again.
And you see the face kind of begin to solidify. And you see a very familiar little girl's face.
I'm sorry, what?
That little girl that grabbed your ankle as you escaped from your parents.
No, I got that part. But the whole sister thing is throwing me off.
They looked remarkably like you.
The face kind of distorts back into larva.
Gormrog's suddenly questioning a lot of things.
Yeah, so am I. It's fine. Not in the same way though. I can just dismiss a spell as a free action, correct?
I believe so.
I can just drop concentration.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. Yeah, you're good.
I drop concentration so it vanishes.
Just just unconstitutes the leeches kind of spreading out before disappearing into the ground.
I don't like that. I'm so confused.
Did we understand it say sister? Was that in common or?
Because yeah, it knows deep speech in any languages that I speak.
Yeah. It was also more in your mind than like actually.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Cool.
Forgot to give that little tidbit of information.
Yeah, that changes things up drastically.
Mike? Do you know anything about all this?
Who are you asking?
No.
Ike.
Ike.
Oh.
Ike Strigfoot.
This is kind of. This is a. I don't have any idea. You see her kind of look towards you, Finnick. I don't mean this in the way it's gonna sound.
Great way to preface that.
Maybe your parents were right.
About?
You having a connection.
Well, I can see that now.
I'm making sure.
Whatever that thing was just referred to me as its sister.
It's weird. That's a weird thing. You don't look like a worm.
Yeah, are you a worm?
Would you love me if I was a worm?
Would you love me if I was a worm? I look at Gormrog. Would you? Oh god. You good? I don't know.
This is a lot. we need to come up with a plan for what we're going to do in the next 2 days. But this is a lot to deal with. And I wouldn't blame you if you needed to take some time to just think about this.
And are both of our plans connected? That's where I'm still confused. Or is it just two very weird things happening at the same time?
Well,
I think they might have been trying to use the life blade to bring someone or something back. Right, we had we brought back the girl who had the sword. Seraphina, that's it. Thank you. What else can it bring back?
There was also rumors, and I'm not sure if it's connected, but of someone in the city bringing people back.
That was Sarah, yeah. Using the life blade.
Is that... Okay. So all of this leeches, disturbing, undead feeling entity, chaos. And then Tristan stops and looks down his arm for a second to go back and... What does this all mean? Are we moving to a place to fight something? Are we trying to strategize on what we're going to do? What does all of this mean altogether? Are we all, in sense, in danger right now?
Certainly in danger.
Meaning, do we...
At this very moment in time, or what is a more pressing issue? Because from what I understand, Samayor, is she's getting closer?
Sammy.
Can I tell?
Whisper would probably know better than...
Okay. Whisper, go ahead and roll a perception check for me at advantage.
Dookies.
Last we checked, we estimated it would be after the gala.
19.
Okay. As you extend your fences outwards, it feels that movement you felt growing closer and closer. It feels about the same distance as it did yesterday, but you gather that's probably because you're further away from where you were before. You also feel something new. You feel, whereas you couldn't really sense what they were before, you feel a fire building in the distance.
Oh, no.
You feel very strong flames pushing against you in your mind. Like a bonfire just out of reach. And that's what we're going to call for the night.
Oh.
You motherfucker.
Yep, that's what I'm here for. All right. That's going to end it for tonight's episode of Forging Fates. A lot of lore dump this episode.
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed it. As I've said, you can catch me this Sunday on the season premiere of Records of the Realms channel for the Darkness arc. We have nothing tomorrow or Wednesday, if I'm correct.
Correct.
And we will be back next week, Monday, for another episode of Forging Fates. Tuesday, hopefully we'll have a Spell Shots episode. Wednesday, we will definitely have a Career and Present Danger episode. And then Thursday, I'm going to be interviewing, potentially Thursday, date subject to change, definitely next week. Thursday, I will be interviewing Vinny Vander. I don't know what he goes by. I know his name, but I don't know if I was allowed to say that. So I'm sorry. Where I'm going to be interviewing him and learning all about his geeky past for this new arc of the Darkness campaign. So, details to follow. I got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else,
Reminder, we are in the last stretch for nominations for Crit Awards. So
Yes.
we have multiple shows and a ton of people eligible for nominations. If you want to find out more about what we're eligible for, make sure to check out our Instagram. But if you go to critawards.org, that is where you will go to make your nominations. Nominations end May 31st.
yes. Thank you so much.
Coming up quick.
Thank you so much, CC, because I definitely already forgot.
I think that's it.
I've got nothing else. You guys got nothing else. Stick around for the raid. Love you, geeks. Good night.